Do you know what a VA IRRRL is? Well, I do, and I'm going to tell you all about it today. Welcome back to the Georgia Coast Homes YouTube channel. My name is Nicole Moore, and I'm a realtor here in Savannah, Georgia with Keller Williams Coastal Area Partners. What is a VA IRRRL? Well, it helped me save about $330 a month on my mortgage. And today we're going to be talking with Debbie Hudson from Southeastern Bank, and she's the one that helped me out with this.
Hi, I'm Debbie Hudson, and I am a local mortgage lender with Southeastern Bank, and I'm also a local representative of Quicken Mortgage.
And I thought Quicken was an online lender, so can you further explain that for me, Debbie?
You're absolutely right. People can get on the internet and apply directly with Quicken. The problem is they don't have any local representation. They talk to different people every time they have an issue. Sometimes you can't get in touch with somebody, so the benefit is I have the largest lender in America behind me, but local representation that will walk your clients through from start to finish.
So Debbie was actually my lender when I was purchasing my home, and she introduced the VA IRRRL to us after we had been living in the home for about a year, and we were actually able to reduce our interest rate a couple points, and it ended up in a result of over $300 that we are paying less on our mortgage now. So she's actually going to talk a little bit further about this, but one of the benefits that we found with working with Debbie is that she contacted us about our loan and let us know about this option that we didn't really know existed.
So this is what the VA IRRRL is. It's not a person, EARL. It actually stands for Interest Rate Reduction Loan. So we use the letters IRRL, which is where IRRRL came from. Because I had done your loan originally, I knew what your interest rate was. And with the reduction in interest rates, I knew that it might benefit people to lower their interest rate. VA came out with a special program, and so I went down my list of clients and found that you would be a great candidate.
So Debbie, who is eligible for the VA IRRRL?
Well, first of all, you have to currently have a VA loan, and it has to be on your primary residence. It cannot be on a second home or on a rental property. And anybody whose interest rate is 4% or higher is definitely a good candidate.
So how long do you have to wait until you are eligible to apply for the VA IRRRL?
You have to have made at least 6 months of on-time payments on your current home mortgage. So you had been in your new home longer than that, so that's what made you a great candidate.
Okay. The closing costs, if they're rolled into your loan, then that means that potentially someone wouldn't have to pay anything to refinance, basically.
Yes, that's a good possibility, and it's really on a case-by-case situation. We don't get a new appraisal on your home, so depending on how much you owe versus how much the home appraised for, we can work the numbers and roll in as much of the closing costs as we can, and then you can determine whether it's financially a possibility for you to pay if you have to pay some out of pocket.
You might think that 4% is a good interest rate, and it is right now, but rates are historically low. So if you are eligible for this, you do want to consider refinancing, especially if you qualify for a VA IRRRL. Do you have to run the person who's applying, do you have to run their credit again?
Well, that's kind of a trick question, honestly, and I'm glad you asked. These loans are non-credit qualifying, so we're not looking at what your income is versus what your debt is. I do need to run a credit report because that's how I can determine what the interest rate is and make sure that it makes sense for you to refinance.
Okay. So my husband and I, we received tons and tons of letters always saying that we were eligible to refinance and we could cash out $15,000, $20,000. Is that something that's possible if you do the VA IRRRL? Can you cash out on your equity of your home?
No, there is, the VA loan does not allow you to cash out, and I'm honestly not sure how another lender may accomplish that. We don't reappraise the house, so we go off of the value that your home was appraised for at the time, and typically you can't build equity that fast, especially if you're on a 30-year fixed rate loan.
So these letters that we're receiving are basically scams then?
Yeah, they're an attempt to get your attention and to get you to call them and give them an opportunity to then tell you what the real deal is.
So how would someone start this process, and is there any upfront fees that they need to be aware of when they start this process?
Another good question, Nicole. There's no application fee or anything to get the process started. You would just contact me at the email or the cell phone information that is on the website. I can just take your loan application over the phone, which just takes a few minutes. It doesn't cost you anything to see what the numbers would look like. The only documents that I need at the time of application would be a current mortgage statement from your lender, a DD-214 if you're retired. Typically, we can pull your certificate of eligibility offline. If not, we may need some help in obtaining that. And either a current pay stub if you're retired or a copy of a recent LES if you're still active military. And that's all we need to take a look at the numbers and hopefully give you some good news.
Debbie, are you only able to do this for people in Georgia, or can you help other people in other states?
Well, that's another big benefit of being a representative of Quicken Mortgage. They are such a large lender and they're licensed to loan in all 52 states, so I can pretty much refinance anybody.
If you are interested in finding out if you're eligible for the VA IRRRL, you can click this link right here and it's going to take you to our website and get more information. And for more information on buying a home with your VA loan, watch this next.